The Hustleshare podcast is sponsored by One CFO, the Philippines' leading fractional CFO services provider for startups, scale-ups, and SMEs. Experience the power of tech-enabled, efficient, affordable, and expert-led fractional CFO services. Let One CFO handle your finances so you can focus on growing your business. Book your free CFO consultation today.
This episode of Hustleshare is brought to you by PLDT Enterprise, your partner that remains committed to your success. If you're loving stories of growth and grit, don't miss ROI to Success, a series powered by PLDT Enterprise that dives into real digital transformation journeys of Filipino businesses, from MSMEs to industry giants. Listen to the latest episodes and learn how PLDT Enterprise can power your business too. Visit pldtenterprise.com to explore solutions built for your success.
My mom would immediately send whatever maid she has and send it to the child because we do not know how to function without one.
Yeah.
We don't know how to cook. We don't know how to clean. I shouldn't be probably saying this, but yes, nakakahiya, but it's true.
Welcome to Hustleshare, the podcast that features the daily grinds of unique hustlers around the world to show not our differences, but that our hustles are very much alike. Now here's your host, Ron Baetiong.
Welcome to the latest episode of the Hustleshare podcast. I'm super duper excited today because we're going to be talking about something personal to me. Okay? Not just because it's something that every family that is hustling, it's impossible to hustle without a kasambahay in your house. And also, it's a big part of how I was raised. So my mom was a single mom. And obviously, a single mom, you got to put food on the table. She was my dad and my mom at the same time.
Yeah.
Straight by my grandma. But of course, it's not just my grandma and my mom who raised me. Yeah. There's a lot of people that helped raise me. When I was younger, we called them yaya. When I got a little bit older, it became ate. Because it's so weird to be a grown-ass man calling someone yaya.
I know.
And then it became first name basis na lang. And it became ate again, it became too old. All right, that's it. But again, there's always a kasambahay in our household to help us do the chores. And that's probably why I was raised as señorito, even if mahirap lang kami. Okay? I compensate in other ways. But again, this is such a personal topic that all Filipinos can definitely relate to. So before we get carried away, let's welcome to the show the CEO and co-founder of Kazam, Miss Cris Azaña. Woof, woof. Welcome to the show. Everyone, my team does not applaud at all.
I know.
Only for you because you have family behind the camera.
Nice.
Bias yan.
Hi, guys.
Cris, thanks so much for coming to the show. Super glad that you found the time to come through.
I am honored to be in your show.
Yeah.
As I've mentioned before, the first time we met in person, that I am a big fan. So I can't believe I'm actually on this show after watching an episode. So hi, I'm Cris Azaña. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Kazam. Mm-hmm. And Ron, again, thank you for inviting me.
Oh, thank you. Again, this is something personal. And dude, you don't even know this, but I'm a user.
Really?
I already went swipe right. Actually,
I'm so happy.
Only swipe right ako dun. I'm just desperate.
I know. Yeah. There are a lot of people like you.
Yeah. And this is something that, again, in order for a thriving Filipino home to have, parang I can't even imagine not having kasambahay to help out. Right?
Me too.
That's why when I meet families that are raised na wala silang kasambahay, I'm like, how?
I know exactly what you mean. I also don't know, right? Ron. I also don't know.
My wife's family are like that.
Really?
There's 7 siblings, so there's always someone naman who's gonna do it. Pero yun nga, they're not the ones who are lucky na tumatagal yung katulong.
Yeah.
Technically. So it's like, wow, that's just massive respect.
I know, that's
right?
Some kind of superpower if they do it without a kasambahay.
Yeah,
I mean, from my perspective.
Correct. So before I get carried away, obviously, every single Hustleshare guest goes through this. So now I need to ask you the $1 million question. Cris, not Cello. Okay. What's your hustle?
Okay. So my hustle is Kazam. It's an online platform that connects homeowners and kasambahays in a simpler, safer, and smarter way. So all you have to do is have a phone or a laptop, go to a browser or download our app, and then sign up if you're a homeowner, put in your search criteria, and then voila, a set of candidates comes up. And all you have to do is chat with them. But before you get to chat with them, you have to pay a subscription fee.
Yeah,
That's it. But for the kasambahays, it's totally free. All they have to do is sign up, put up their qualifications, what type of work they want to do, how much salary they're asking for, picture, go through an EKYC, and that's it. They will also only see homeowners that are actually matched to them. So for us, the hustle really is to make it simpler.
Yeah.
To open it up to a bigger audience, to match them. Because a lot of people, like you've mentioned, it's so hard. I mean, it's so important to have a kasambahay for a lot of Filipinos.
Yep.
But in today, it's so hard to find one. And then we're saying, what? When we first started it, we were thinking, what's the problem ba? Is it because it's the usual channels are so hard? I mean, the usual channel seems to be not working. Agencies might be too expensive. Facebook group might be too, it's really not meant to look for work, right? And referrals used to work a generation ago when there are a lot. And that's the premier, that's the preferred way of getting, right?
Yep.
But right now, even if you ask, none.
Right.
So we said, maybe if we created a space, an online platform wherein both homeowners and kasambahays could just sign up and then make it easy for them, make the journey easy for them, match them. Simple, right? So that's
agree.
the hustle.
No, I respect it because it's such a big problem that needs to be bridged. How many families, again, rely on their secret family member, which is the kasambahay, to really make ends meet, diba? And now, again, I'll just go straight to the jugular and before we talk about your origin story. Man, this is you're hitting a nerve here because since the pandemic started, so again 6 years in now, the biggest trigger was my mom retiring. So, and my mom retiring, basically, I'm the real breadwinner now. Okay, I eventually there was a point where it's gonna be us working together. But once she retired, okay, I'm the main guy. All right, but here's the problem. My mom is a PWD now because she has a bad hip.
Yeah.
And I do not have a peace of mind if I don't, for a long time, kasi my grandma also lived all the way to 99 years old.
Wow.
So we're so used to having 2 kasambahays every time. Kahit hindi kami mayaman, 2 katulong namin.
Yeah.
O, diba? Wow. Okay. So, but my mom is also now, needs to be made sure that she's always safe.
Yes.
Before, it was her toka to look for kasambahays. Our province is Northern Samar. So it's easy. She's just gonna call a random kamag-anak. There will be a kasambahay along the way. But my God, when it was my turn, looking for kasambahays, I'm perfect, by the way, ha? Perfect in getting scammers on FB Marketplace. Okay? Super perfect. Literally, these guys are gonna pull up.
Yes.
I'm gonna have to pay the agency fee. That's probably gonna cost me 10 to 15K. They said, sir, magpapalit po kami. If hindi after 2 weeks, babalik agad. And we'll take a day off.
Yes.
And we'll never come back again.
Yes.
This happened to me 3-4 times now.
So sad.
Ouch.
Yeah.
So, I just paid a premium to rent someone for two weeks.
Exactly.
And then they're gone. Sometimes 1 week lang.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell is going on out here?
Yes.
I'm so unlucky. On other things that require me hustling. Okay, I got my... But this is a science where I'm perfect in messing up. And again, I'm pretty sure you have a gazillion things and this is such a big problem. It's personal to me.
Yes.
Okay? So, ito, nakachamba kami. Prior to the pandemic, our helpers would stay 3, 4, 5 years.
Nice.
So, I'm so not used to this attrition rate that every 6 months, I have to make pakisama to someone new.
Yes.
And adjust. Of course, there's no perfect kasambahay. You will have to, and again, so it's personal. Help us, Cris Azaña. Kazam, number 1.
We are. We are trying our best to help everyone. We hear people just like you the frustration in the space, just what you said. But I have to be honest with you, Ron. Right now, it's a very simple connection thing. It's a very simple matching thing. But just like what you shared, we really wanna eventually, in the near future, really deliver that service na up to the point na make them last. Or at least, diba, not 2 to 3 months, at least a year, right? And we were lucky enough that we actually got a grant from the but this was like 2 years ago or almost 3 years ago.
From DOST?
We got from DOST.
Shout out DOST.
So yeah, thank you DOST Fisher. And to your point, your problem about them not staying beyond 2 to 3 months. One of the things that we thought might be the reason is because of personality.
Yep.
Or like the situation at home, work ethic, yeah. So one of the things that we used the grant for was to hire researchers to come up with a matching algorithm that would, on the onset, match you to the right type of person, to a kasambahay that matches your preference. Like, as simple as like, are you the type of homeowner who wants everything done the way you want it done? Or are you the type of homeowner who wants somebody more proactive, more creative? So there are a lot more things. There are actually 10 questions that we continually check and review, trying to find out, in terms at least on the side of personality, on fit, will that person last? Because we think, compared to a corporate job, being a kasambahay is so personal. It's in your face every day. So if the kasambahay or the homeowner is not comfortable with each other, it's really not gonna last, right?
For sure. You see my brief. My kasambahay gets to touch my brief.
Very intimate,
okay? My
right?
mom doesn't even touch my brief.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. So like we said, it's a different working condition inside the home.
Yeah.
Even if it's a stay out thing, it's in your face all the time, very intimate. So we said personality will come to play. And again, thank you DOST because you funded this. It is not a simple test. We really went through like 6 months of research. We used a lot of tools to come up with this algorithm. So when you sign up in Kazam, when you answer the personality test and the kasambahay answers the personality test, each profile tells you up to what % are you compatible.
Parang Tinder.
I know, right? So I know.
What if you fall in love with your kasambahay?
I'm sorry, it's not love, guys. We did not research love. We researched personality
what
when
if you
it
got
comes to
sparks
work.
instead?
Oh my God.
Patay ka.
Ay, magkatuluyan dito. Hindi. Sorry guys, hindi love ang aming ni-research. Ang aming ni-research is working relationship, personality when it comes to work, what is important for a kasambahay to stay.
Yeah.
So the objective of that research was really, at least, but there are so many variables,
Of
Ron.
course.
There's so many variables, but at least on the part of
Try to
a
bridge the
working
gap.
relationship, can we match correctly?
Yeah.
Diba?
I love it.
And at that, we have something to offer.
Yeah.
At the very least, that
Very
we have
exciting.
already something to offer. But for the rest, what I know, this is hitting a nerve. You mentioned hitting a nerve on like paying
Ayan.
agencies. I don't want to be stepping on anybody's nose. I know there are a lot of legitimate agencies, but I also have to address that in the country there are a lot of scammer agencies.
Ooh, I'm perfect. I'm perfect with those
being
scammers.
brave here. I didn't want to say this, but in the years that we've been doing Kazam, you don't know how many homeowners have come up to us and say, sometimes the agency I got is a scam.
Yep.
And here's the thing, I was also a victim of it. You don't know, I paid the fee, and then they'd send over all unsuitable candidates until you give up. Bye-bye. Bye-bye fee. Bye-bye all I spent. You're right. It's like I spent for what? And buti nga ikaw, naka 2 to 3 months pa eh. Kami, weeks.
Weeks lang ako.
Ako weeks. Bye-bye. Diba? So parang, sabi namin, kaya nga namin ginawa yung Kazam that way eh. Kasi sabi namin, it's transparent. Kazam, the founding team, the whole team is hands-off. You know, at the very least, you know that you're speaking directly to the person.
Yeah.
Maayos usapan ninyo.
Yeah.
Hindi kami nag-interview. We are not like, well, I hate to say this, but some of the scammer agencies, what they do is they talk to the maid and, just go around so that they get the fee all the time.
Yes.
And by doing this, sabi namin, it's making the whole process transparent.
Correct.
And we are doing as much as we can to maintain that. Na parang, alam mo yun, usapan ninyo, but then, as much as possible, we're gonna do as much as we can in terms of security, in terms of matching correctly. But at the very least, alam nyo, there's no other hand. Except, but of course, I have to be honest, there's still scammer maids.
Yes.
Meron pa rin mga scammers talaga. And again, thank you DOST, because they also gave us money to create an AI to kind of filter that.
Wait, they funded you twice now?
No, same
what?
funding,
Same
but it was a big
funding.
funding. So part of that, thank you DOST Pishard, we actually have utilized AI to try to catch them before it happens.
Got it.
But so the system, although it's not perfect, we are still working. The accuracy is not as high as we want it to. But there are warnings if there are suspicious activity to warn homeowners or users to be more careful or be more vigilant. So we've thought about so many ways to protect each other, both not just the homeowners, also the kasambahay. So there we have done the app or the platform we've built is an expensive piece of tech thanks to the government, and we still continue to improve it because we got another grant.
What?
I know. Thank you,
Grabe, ang daming grant.
I know. Thank you, Startup QC, who just recently gave us another grant.
Wow.
This time to improve our business model and to provide another type of service also with the kasambahay to serve more people. But again, I will not preempt. I told you I will not say future plans, but yes, there's so many things in store for this year because we just got another grant. So the ones that we've already, Kazam as it is now, is really in part a lot in terms of the product was from DOST, but there's more coming in thanks to Startup QC. So we're here, we're alive, and we're
kicking.
And no, we're not stopping. We're committed. We really want to solve it up to as far as we can para all the users of Kazam would say, both homeowners and kasambahays, I love Kazam.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Let's go.
And inevitably you're gonna get there. But before we get carried away, I need you to buckle up real quick.
Sure.
Because I love that how we went straight to the jugular and talked about the problem at hand. But before we even talk about the problem, we need to also understand the background of how you're able to do that. Tsaka andito nga si Shelo. Si Shelo, gigil na yan. All right? She really wants to know the background of how you got here.
Yeah.
So I need you to buckle up real quick because we're going to have to ride the Hustleshare time machine. Well, you can't hear it, but it's there. When you listen to this, it's there. Okay, there you go. So now what I want to understand, okay, so before we even Kazam, obviously this is personal to you. I can feel the passion. I can see the passion. What was growing up like? So you mentioned you're from Masbate, or your family's from Masbate. Describe to me what was the situation at home and what was the first few hustles that you remember being exposed to that left an indelible mark to you?
Okay, growing up, just like you, I was also a senorita.
We have the senorita energy.
Senorita complex. So it's the same. It's we have live in maids a lot because there are six in the there are six children in the family.
Okay.
We all had our yayas, we had maids,
One
we had
each?
drivers. Well, as we grow up, syempre we graduate.
Okay.
But we had a nanny who was with us until we were all grown.
Wow.
Yeah, but she also, when she got married, she left us. But by the time she got married, we were all grown up. But she was like with us. So she's
like a second
family.
mom na.
Yeah, and so that's the way I grew. That's also how my cousins grew up. That's also how my parents grew up. You don't have to be rich.
Correct.
In the generations back to have kasambahay, right? My Lola was from the province, but she had like an army of every child in the family could not function without a maid. You don't know how, and I have 5 sisters. You don't know how much they panic. The panic is real. My mom gets stressed out because if one kid and has a kid and then walang yaya, my mom would immediately send whatever maid she has and send it to the child because we do not know how to function without one.
Yeah.
We are like, we don't know how to cook. We don't know how to clean. I shouldn't be probably saying this, but yes, nakakahiya, but it's true.
Yeah.
And my sisters, they go nuts. They go nuts. And my mom. And then now, we are at an age wherein my mom is also, has a chronic illness.
Yeah.
So it's like two-pronged. We have kids, and then my mom needs 24-hour care and caregiver too. O kaya nurse, diba? So like, oh my God. And that's when I realized how important they are. And even my own maid has been with me since I got married, 15 years now. What? The nanny of my child, she never left. That's why I am the most most lucky among my siblings. And my God, Ron, I don't think I'd be able to achieve any type of success or achievement that I have now without her.
Yeah, sure.
And I love her.
They're the real heroes.
They are. And it is because of her. She is really one of my inspiration. I mean, of course, when your sisters keep on like, ate, like that. Because I'm the eldest, right?
Okay. Ate ka pa pala.
I'm ate. And you're trying to find a business, which I'll tell you when you're asking me about the origin story. This problem became very glaring to me.
Wow.
So that's why it's something that I want to really solve for the country. I mean, no one's been able. I know there are a lot of startups like us who have died and tried and died, and I now understand why. But what I can say is that for me, it really is really important because, again, I have so much to thank for, not just with my own kasambahay right now, but my previous ones. So parang for me, I really see their value. So yun. So so it, on a personal level, that's why I guess it's very important to me. Or it's, I feel so passionate about it.
Tasha, I love it. I love that you described
From
how
a personal, but that's not the real origin story.
Oh yeah. Okay. What's the origin story? So you obviously just described to how personal this is to you.
Yes.
Because when shit hits the fan, being a founder, right? I don't care how much logic you put in. A lot of times it won't make sense why you need to keep going.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
It needs to be irrational. It needs to come from here.
Yes, I agree.
Because it's so easy to find ways to stop.
Exactly.
Right? When it doesn't make sense anymore, when you're broke, you don't have payroll, and everything is just burning around you.
Agree.
But it has to come from here. But I want to understand how you built yourself. So again, describe the family, but what were the first few hustles that you got exposed to? So if you had yayas at home, your parents were able to hustle for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Right. And what was the first few hustles that you remember doing yourself as well?
What are we talking about now as young, or are we talking about
young? Baby Cris.
Baby Cris hustle?
Yan, mga estudyante Cris hustle. Ganyan.
Oh my God. Oh no, I don't.
No, if you don't, it's fine. All right.
I mean, I don't remember much of a hustle. Growing up, I really we have a family business. So growing up, I was groomed to be So in terms of hustling, it wasn't much of a hustle. Being the eldest of 6 and being my father is a founder himself.
Wow.
We have a family business. We have a construction business. So I was really groomed to take my place in the family business. So in terms of hustling, there wasn't much time because I was really raised to excel or to be good at things that would make me into a person that would contribute a lot to the family business. So I wasn't, in terms of entrepreneurial spirit, I wasn't really encouraged. I was just asked to do well in school, get accepted in the best universities that I could.
Yeah.
And then excel at corporate for a short period of time. And then after which, join the family firm. So,
no, but those are high stakes. Okay. I can feel you. I'm an only child.
Yeah.
So I have the lambing of a bunso,
Yeah.
but the expectation of a panganay
Yes.
bunched into one.
Yeah.
But in a big environment, so my wife's side, there, how many of them? 7.
Mm.
There's just so much power and grit from their ate,
Yes.
from their panganay.
Yes.
Because you don't have the margin of error to fuck it
No.
up.
No, we don't.
You need to be the role model.
No. Yes, you're right.
So is it correct that that's it? Now Chris needs to be borderline perfect
yes.
because everybody needs to
Yes.
follow ate as a
Yes.
role model.
There's no hustle because you have to be perfect.
Yeah.
It's hard. You know, I knew from the number one, my parents were both busy with the business. So
Okay.
basically, most of the time they're away. I'm the lead, right?
Yeah.
So I call the shots. At the young age, I'm already the boss.
Yeah.
So
So you decide the ulam?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I want.
Ate, ano ulam?
what I want. Boss si ate, di ba? Ate I'm the eldest. But mom and dad are busy. So
Okay.
most of the time,
Yung favorite ng family,
So-
favorite ni ate.
yeah. So like
Yeah.
at an early age, it was very easy for me to call the shots.
Yeah.
It's actually very natural to call. It's natural to be the leader. It's natural to call the shots. Imagine trying to handle 5 other kids and you're like, and we were all born within 10 years. So, diba? Ang dami namin. So like,
Intense.
my parents would just say, Christina, handle your siblings. And they can be rowdy. So at an early age, I learned to be a general.
Wow.
So if you're talking about hustle, I guess that's the most hustle.
Yeah.
I've learned it very age. And it became natural. It's
Yeah,
part
correct.
of my personality. So yes, at an early age, I could already get them in line.
Wow.
I'm a very strict older sister
Yeah.
because although they would say they didn't pressure me, but
Okay.
it's there.
Yeah. Naturally,
You
it will
can't-
just fall
You're
in
right.
line.
You
Yeah.
can't fuck it up.
Yeah.
I know that whatever I achieve is gonna be
The standard.
the standard. Like we'd be any sibling that would go over it is a bonus for my mom
Correct.
and dad. And my younger siblings would always thank me that I didn't fuck it up.
Nice. No, it's amazing. And that's very important being a founder yourself.
Yes.
I mean, as an only child, I also didn't have any problem making utos. Because that's normal to me. I mean, that's not good in all the time because I can be tamad at home. But if push comes to shove, if you cannot even eloquently say what you need and why
Yes.
at a time you need it, you're gonna be struggle as an entrepreneur. I see a lot of middle children, not all, na in a normal dynamic of a family, they're not entrepreneurs. Now they're just simple decision making, like, hey, what do we want to do? Oh, this or that.
Yeah.
They're so indecisive.
Yeah.
Like somebody has to decide for them.
Yes.
Like, dude, what? Black or white? What the hell? Just make it a freaking decision.
Exactly.
In entrepreneurship, you need
No,
to be able to make
fast.
those decisions
Yeah.
right away. You're not gonna get it right all the time,
Yeah.
but the pace of how fast you move, you learn those dynamics at home.
Yes.
You bring it to work. You bring it to wherever you're gonna be, and it's hard to not unlearn that or learn that along the way because again, that's built at home,
Yes.
right?
So what happened to us was like immediately after school,
Yeah.
I was expected to work briefly in corporate to get experience to bring into the family
Standard
business, right?
ulit. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Again, standard, everything standard.
Mm.
But in 1997, the Asian financial crisis hit.
Ooh-wee. Yeah.
And our business
striking
was-
a nerve.
I
Again,
know,
not
it's
me, not
very
me.
hard.
Bata pa ako.
Yeah. It's very hard.
Mhm.
Because my father is the founder. So he's like a self-made man.
Correct.
But of course, by 1997, we got used to a certain
Lifestyle.
type of lifestyle.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, there were no projects to be had.
Ouch.
And the company was in dire straits, right? So I was doing my job. I was working for some firm, some multinational companies at the time. But we were still not out of the woods even after, like, I think it was a time we're in. We are good, but a lot of our properties were mortgaged just to keep the business ashore. My mom had to put up to do a hustle. My mom is the real hustler. She put up a store, a retail store, a wholesale store in public market, in a public market.
Palengke.
And I remember I was all this, alam mo yun, I mean, in corporate, di ba, you're so glamorous, you know, naka-makeup and all that.
Yeah.
And then I had to leave because I had to help. And all of a sudden, so as the eldest, so what can I do? Because obviously we're in all of this, all of us, it's our future, right? And so while I was taking up my MBA, I said, I'm going to take up my MBA, but I was also working really in the public market in our store. And then my dad would tell me, I know you know, this is so not you and all that, but you have to understand that this is really life.
Yeah.
And it's okay if it's not glamorous, but we have to get back up.
Yeah.
And then I just forgot about all that and just did the work. It was no aircon. You're dealing with people that you don't usually, aside from our kasambahays, you know, I had to learn how to, and all I was thinking was like, this is going to help us because we needed cash. And stores have a lot of cash. And our business was construction, which is not, you know, if the cash flow is bad, diba?
Yep.
So I worked there for 2 years. I got it up. Cash was good. And then I transferred to the construction business. So I grew my mom's wholesale business. And then my dad took note of that and said, because I was about to finish my MBA, why don't you join the construction business to handle the finances? And then, okay, so it's handling both. So we were able to fix the cash. I was able to fix the systems. I was really the finance and admin manager of the business. So eventually we got back up. We got it all back and we're good.
Amazing.
And we're out of the woods. And, you know, it allowed the rest of the siblings to finally take their place in the corporation because there was a time that we wouldn't even be able to hire them.
Wow.
So I think even if I was not able to have a hustle as an entrepreneur when I was young, because it seems like my path was predetermined, I felt that what I did was growing up, I mean, after school, is like I kept on growing what my parents have built, right? And then after that, when that was done, there's this thirst na parang, but then I just grew their businesses. So like they're saying, but I did not make something from scratch. It's always them. My mom was the founder of the stores. My dad was the founder of the construction business. But I knew that I wanted to be a founder.
Got it.
So that's when I said, you know, we're good. We're out of the woods. There are 6 of us. There are 5 other people who could take over. It's my time.
I love it.
You have to let me do this.
Okay.
And that's when I stepped out. And that's when I started Kazam. Because I said, I also want to be a founder. I grew up looking at my mom and dad, and they were my idols.
Yes.
They were, again, both self-made. We're middle class. They just had a good education. And they just created things. You know, they took a risk.
Yeah.
And then they were telling me, anak, when you create a business, then you have to try 10 times before usually you get it right.
Yes.
We did it at 7. Okay,
Wow,
they do that, diba? So we talk about it at dinner time, and then they inspired me. The 2 of them inspired me. And I think, and I know the kasambahays are in the background.
Yeah, of
but
course.
they were part of that.
Yeah.
I know. My parents, all of these, they wouldn't have been also able to do that without a lot of help. Not just the maids, the yayas, even the drivers. We really need them. So yeah, yun. So they were my inspiration. And because of that, I wanted to be it was too late. I felt it was too late. I was older. But then I also, because I was the ate, I had to make sure that was,
everything was set.
It was set, before I left. So,
all right.
So that's my origin story.
That is amazing. Now let's take a first break, and when we come back, we will now talk about how Cris was able to go from being not Batman, Robin, or being person number 2, growing and stabilizing her parents' business to become Batman. Okay, the superwoman or Wonder Woman in her own team and becoming the entrepreneur that she is today. Let's talk about that more after the break.
Hey hustlers, are you a busy entrepreneur juggling a ton of tasks while trying to keep your finances in check? Thinking of raising money from investors or lenders but have no idea how to start? Well, you are not alone. Managing business finances is tough. But don't worry, I got something for you. Introducing One CFO, the leading fractional CFO service and technology provider for SMEs, startups, and scale-ups in the Philippines. Whether you need help with financial management, fundraising strategy, or scaling up operations, their team of top-tier CFOs and their game-changing CFO tech platform have got you covered. And they're legit because I've heard about them from a lot of YC startups actually that got founded in the Philippines, because they've helped a ton of VC-backed startups, scale-ups, and some of the best SMEs in the country reach new heights. One CFO is your strategic financial partner, providing the insights, guidance, and the tools you need to make smarter decisions and drive growth. Plus, they offer personalized support tailored to what your business needs, no matter the size. And what's the best part? It won't break the bank. One CFO services are affordable and accessible to businesses of all sizes. So if you're ready to level up your business and finances, what are you waiting for? Schedule a free CFO consultation with One CFO. Visit onecfoph.co today. That's onecfoph.co today to get your free CFO consultation.
And we're back from the break. We are still with Cris Azaña, who then is the founder of Kazam. Now, before the break, you talked to us about the origin story, all right? Why you're doing a Kazam a little bit. And before we make babad on Kazam, I want to dissect several things muna, right? Because obviously you said you had to step up. You had the ate syndrome, the big girl syndrome.
I know.
Big girls don't cry syndrome. Pergy perg. Sorry, I'm a tito na. Okay, but Fergie's proud of you. No, just kidding. But I want to now understand several things because you cannot turn the businesses of your mom and your dad around if you did not develop soft and hard skills along the way.
Yeah.
Talk to me about these soft and hard skills along the way and all the way to how you develop what you think is your superpower now. Because you wouldn't build that conviction to try it on your own if you didn't feel confident in yourself na,
of course.
uy, kaya ko na to. So what was that like?
Well, I think a big part, of course, is experience. Well, number one, education. Right?
Yeah.
I know it's you don't use all of it, but you will really apply it.
Of course, especially
So-
where you study matters.
Yes, of course.
Yes.
It really helps.
Yeah.
It's your door in. And then of course my work, my experience in corporate, I guess I've always been clear on what I want to do. I knew that I was going to be a founder someday.
Wow.
I knew that even if my father had plans for me, I knew I was going to be a founder. So starting at college, I chose a course which is communications technology management. So it's not
this is
surprising.
supernatural pala. Kaya
Yeah,
naman.
that I'd be in tech, right? But then when I graduated, we actually had this super cool project, very similar to Kazam.
Okay.
But then when we costed it out, it's so expensive. The servers were so expensive.
Oh, yeah.
We couldn't. There was no pay-as-you-go server. And then we were practical kids. We were not rich kids.
Yeah.
So I spoke to my group mates and I said, you know what? We're going to come back for this. Let's just be successful first, get our lives stable, get the money, and we'll revisit this.
Okay.
We got a good grade on that capstone.
Wow.
So that's what, so guess what?
That's Kazam?
That's Kazam.
Galang. Oh.
Those same group of people, 20 years, well, not 20 anymore, 25 years ago, majority of them are my co-founders.
Wow.
What we said we were going to come back to, we actually did during the pandemic.
Wow. What
So
a timing.
It is
Okay.
really, see, Ron, I've always been clear on what I want to happen and where I want to go. When I said those words to my group mates, I meant every single word. And they were on board. They also meant every single word.
Yeah.
So during the pandemic, my group mates, so we were Comtech.
Yeah.
We were all talking. There was nothing to do but talk in
Yep.
Zoom. And then we said, hey, it's time. It's gonna be our 20th anniversary since our graduation. Just about to.
Yeah.
I think it's time to revisit what we told ourselves we were gonna do 20 years ago.
Wow.
And then we said, okay, we're gonna do a startup. But it wasn't exactly Kazam. We were also smart enough to know that we don't know if the idea that we had 20 years ago was still relevant to today's market. So what we did was, come on, we knew we're going to put up a startup. So we all came up with an idea. each one of us came up with an idea. We all pitched and we all chose as a group which one to do first. And Kazam was mine because it was the most close to what we used to do. But the others were also good ideas. And then we all, by unanimous vote, we went with Kazam, and that's why I am the CEO. Had we went with another startup, it would have been one of my other co-founders would have been the CEO. So that is the origin story of how Kazam was founded.
Okay.
But more than that, on a personal note, coming off from my story a while ago, I said I was going to be a founder, right?
Yep.
I'm tired of building what has been started by my parents.
Okay.
So I went back and said, what is it that I like about the construction business? Because that I became the VP of that business. I said, I didn't really have love for it. I am not an engineer. I couldn't get the technical side of it. And I don't think I have the time to go back to school and become an engineer to really fully appreciate the service and the product. But then I love the fact that construction businesses hires a lot of people.
The people side.
That was the only thing that made that business worth it. It is so hard. Construction business is so hard. It's so risky. It's mind consuming. It consumes you. But what makes it worth it is at the end of the day, we get to hire as many people as we can. And then we get to see our employees starting buying homes, sending their kids to school, buying cars. Diba?
Sarap.
So there. So I said, jobs.
Yeah.
Jobs is a thing for me. It seems like it's something I'm passionate about, or something that fulfills me. So Kazam that's why Kazam always attracted me. Is because it's gonna be meaningful, because I know it's gonna create jobs to a group of people that have been neglected, that is overlooked.
Yep.
And that is close to my heart.
Makes sense.
So it all ties up, right? From the family standpoint, how I've always felt thankful to them.
Right.
From my own personal, what would fulfill me is providing jobs. And then my own background, it seems Kazam's the perfect startup for me. So that's why we ended up with Kazam.
No, it makes a lot of sense. And again, this is a combination of all those things. First of all, I love that you have conviction.
Yeah.
Because it's, as I meet so many people, I meet more of us where, oh shoot, he knew all along that he wanted to be a founder. There's conviction in it.
Yeah.
But in the vast population, it's very rare that you see, I know exactly what I want when I want it.
Yeah.
Because most people will have to find themselves back. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just that it's hard to look for people who are like that. So like for me, I always wanted to be a founder too.
Yeah.
Right? Or not really a founder. Lagi na akong pasimuno ng something ng bago. It's something
Promotor
new.
ka.
Yeah, promotor. Before, promotor ng kalokohan until I became, again, promotor ng kayaman. Wow. As if mayaman, kahirapan. Okay. Right. So yeah, that's basically the thing. But I now want to understand this. Why did you want to do a startup by default, as a tech startup? And I want to understand how you got exposed into this whole ecosystem. Obviously, I am a evangelizer of the startup ecosystem. Keep making startups. Before I was like that, gung-ho, yeah, chase your dreams. But now, knowing what I know, on my fourth one, having my first startup failed. My second startup got chamba, got it acquired. Third startup, we should have been dead a long time ago. This by far is the hardest one I've done. And I created a small little service business startup called Papa Pressure as well. I don't want to be a Debbie Downer, but when I talk about entrepreneurship and startups, like, dude, are you really sure you want to do this shit? Because this is life on hard mode.
Yes.
Okay, so but what attracted you to do tech startup and again solve this problem at the same time? Because you could have solved this problem in a different manner. But why did you want to incorporate tech, and how did you get involved in a startup ecosystem?
So first, jobs, right? When I was trying to think about myself, when I decided that it's time to move on and find and become a founder or start something of my own, I had to ask myself, what is it that makes me happy? And it's jobs. But then I started looking at the different, because obviously I can do a lot of things. I mean, I have an MBA, I have a lot of experience, I know how to make money I know how to grow businesses.
Yep.
I mean, I've at least at that
Operate
I know
a
I've
business
done, diba?
also.
Right? So
Mm.
I can do. But then, so there are a lot of options. But when I was looking at it, syempre, I was thinking, ito may inventory, ito, So you start analyzing, diba? What you didn't like when you were running the different businesses.
You don't
diba?
want to go back.
I hate inventory, by the way. The worst.
Yeah.
But and then I realized jobs. And then if I do a platform,
Mhm.
I can actually provide jobs
Mm.
without all the big capital that's needed
Yeah.
for. Initially, I thought my original idea was, in order for me to fulfill my personal goal of providing as many jobs as I could was
Yeah.
to build as many businesses as I can
Yeah.
and then to provide as many jobs. The traditional way, right?
Correct.
But then there's tech, man.
Yeah.
There's tech. I don't need that much capital. I
Mhm.
don't have to deal with a lot of business problems that, like, if I had to build different kinds of businesses.
Yep.
And, it could just be tech.
Yeah.
It could be a platform. And I knew it was hard.
Yeah.
I knew it also was, I was going into it without any knowledge of the ecosystem. We started it because it was pandemic. One of my CTO knew. He had an idea.
Okay.
He was exposing you about Kickstart and all that. I didn't.
Okay.
And I was the CEO. I was like, because ganun ako eh. Parang when I want to do something, it's gonna happen, I go for it. So
Yeah.
ako, go lang.
Okay.
And then, so we started Kazam in 2021. Tapos, ang bagal. Ang bagal. Tapos sabi ko, 2023, wala na kaming pera.
Okay.
Eh di magsesarado na.
Mm.
Sabi ko, isisirado na yung kumpanya. Kasi gano'n naman, di ba?
Right,
I mean,
right,
kung
right.
wala, di close mo
Mm.
agad. Let's be
Mhm.
smart about it. Let's be practical.
Right.
Pero ayoko talaga isarado. Hanap ako ng paraan. Hanap
Right,
ako,
right.
saan ba? Paano ba mag-raise? Paano ba mag-ano?
Mhm.
Uy, sabi ko, may grant yung DOST.
Right.
Sabi ko, may grant yung DOST. Tawag ako sa mga kakilala ko. Paano ba siya? Punta ako ng bootcamp nila. Tapos, inaral ko talaga. Nandun ako eh. Tapos,
right.
ginawa talaga namin parang capstone project namin. Seryoso namin.
Yep.
On the first try, we got it. Yay!
I love
So,
it.
buhay kami.
Yeah.
At sabi ko, nung wala kaming pera, naghahanap ako ng pera. So, we were alive and we were
Right.
good. Sabi ko, tapos yun. So, nabuo na. Nagawa namin yung produkto. It's working. Again, the traction is also not so good.
Mm.
And then sabi ko, wala na naman pera. Ganun ulit. Hanap ulit.
Right.
Hindi pa rin enough yung traction namin to attract the VCs.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't really tried so much yet with the angel investors. But I also want to really also want to raise with, with a good, really good traction na rin, diba? So sabi ko, si grant ulit. So hanap na naman akong pera. Si startup QC naman. So nagkaroon na naman ulit. So we got it again. So parang, minsan naisip ko, alam mo, parang this business, it's super hard. You're right. Ang hirap. Pwede ako mag-quit. Pero parang every time may kailangan ako and we're about to, shut it down.
Yeah.
I'm being given
magic happens.
Yes.
Right.
It seems like I'm being given the resources I need to go on. Yes, every step of the way, the founders are also being asked to risk
Absolutely.
more. But still, I keep on telling my co-founders, but then imagine if we didn't get those. Diba? Parang we got here so far. There's traction. It's working.
Yep.
People that we don't know are buying it. My God, that's how much they need it.
Mhm.
So sabi ko, it's not yet time to give up. And there's so many more things that we could do.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know if it's magic or what, but that's really how it happened.
Yeah.
And you're right. If I'm being smart about it, I should have closed it a long time ago.
Yep.
There are so many ways to earn money, Ron. I know of a lot of ways to earn money. I don't
Correct.
really need to do it.
Correct.
It's just there.
It's you na. It's you.
Yeah.
Right.
It's in. I can't.
I
can't
can totally. I know exactly what you mean. 'Cause that's exactly what I had to go through. PNA also, man, dude, we raised what? Almost 2 million US now.
Wow.
Right? But every single time is a near death experience. We technically lost our runway 2023.
Really?
We've been living month on month based on cash flow lang.
Yeah.
But I have 64 souls in my team.
Exactly.
I cannot let them. Do you look at these
Shell us
people?
there.
Their shallow left na nga eh. right? I can't let them down. They're gonna kill me, right? So I need to make sure that we are thriving and killing. And on months that again, it doesn't make sense anymore. Like I'll be okay. Like I know how to sell.
Yeah.
I have a lot of skills. I have a good network, but something irrational will make you keep doing it
Exactly.
until the wheels fall off. And even if the wheels fall off, you'll find a way to put it right back and drive through. Now, what I want to understand is this. Okay, so I love the product. I get the problem we're trying to solve. But one of the hardest business models also for a new startup founder, especially in tech, to do. My first startup was like this. My first startup was a nightlife app called guestlist.ph, which I eventually turned into Partyfile. What it does, it gets you into the guest list and access into the best discos.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're such a party boy, Ron.
Yeah, I am a party boy. But I'm done. I'm Tito Runster now, not Party Runster. Okay. No, but here's the thing. It's a two-sided market, supply and demand.
Yes.
And in order for my shit to work, my app to work, those two need to work together.
Yes.
Which is so hard because you're under the mercy of two things to work at once. It's very similar to Kazam.
Exactly.
Supply of the kasambahays and obviously the demand that will come. And in order for you to make money, those matches need to work. So walk me through how you get both sides.
Okay.
Because that's always the hardest thing to do.
You know what? It was hard. The beginning was very hard. We really literally went, the founders so wala pa kaming tao
Yep.
we went to Facebook, talk to people there. Is it talagang we just talked, we introduced ourselves, we introduced the product, and the questions, my God, you're scam, baka scam yan. Alam mo yun, to break that, di ba? When we were starting, to break that, na hindi po kami scam. SEC, meron po kaming SEC certificate, naka-file po kami. Totoong kumpanya kami. Wala. Inaraw-araw namin, nakikipag-usap kami sa mga kasambahay, sa mga homeowner. Try nyo lang po. But you know what? Kazam was free. For I think 1.5 years.
I remember using it as something free.
It's free. That's how we started it. And people were getting in. Ang hirap nung una because yung mga kasambahay was like, wala naman pong tao dito, wala naman pong kwenta yung app nyo. As in ganon, diba? But wala eh. We just showed up every day.
Right.
We just acquired, we just go to Facebook, we introduce our app, and it was easy with Facebook before because there were no algorithm problems. We just got them in that way. So now we have come up with more strategies that are easier to do. Of course, because matagal na and they've heard about it, it's easier to do ads in Facebook and Google, but we still do FB acquisition. No,
They're all there.
they're all there.
It's
but
either that or you go town to town in the provinces.
The problem lang with the Facebook right now is it's harder to do that. It was easier before. I think Facebook changed their algorithm or something. But what's nice is that with our recent win with Startup QC,
nice.
we are forging partnerships. So like with QC and how we can
and the one with Globe that we did.
Yeah. Oh yeah, with the Globe, diba? So we are now I think we are now in the stage of our life of our journey wherein partnerships now really come into play. So we are trying to forge as many partnerships as we could to get as many people on board. It's not that hard anymore to get them in. I think, compared to before. So it's stable.
Yeah.
Perfect. But syempre, that's not what we want, right?
Yep.
We want the hyper growth.
Yep.
So that's what we're doing this year.
For sure. Okay, now I want to understand on the demand side.
Sure.
Naman, right? Because obviously, again, I remember where I first heard of you. Idea Space Demo Day.
Yeah,
a couple years ago.
Our first accelerator.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's like, shit.
MVP pa lang kami nun.
I was like, I need nakatulong. This is what I need. Okay. The ones at home is fucking weird. Okay. But that's why I signed up right away.
Yeah.
And maybe if it's not immediate, like within the next couple of weeks, I installed it on my phone right away. So that's what I had to do. How did you get the demand? Because I cannot even imagine you guys not being relevant. Because there's always going to be a family or a dude or a girl that would need one.
Ron, the demand is easy.
Mm.
For us, to be honest with you, that's the easiest thing to get.
Yeah.
But we made the conscious effort not to ramp it up until we're sure that there's enough supply. So like we are also controlling the system that we've built. That you don't just get your money and then there's not enough for you there.
Correct.
So alam mo yun, like we're not ramping up too much the marketing of homeowners unless we're sure. Parang it's like sabay eh. Parang we're monitoring daily how many active kasambahays there are and how many homeowners we're gonna bring in. Because the moment na mas madami, and it could be, that can easily happen, na mas madaming homeowner than kasambahay, then we're gonna be left with a lot of frustrated and unhappy homeowners because we are on a subscription and not a success fee.
Exactly.
So it's, for me, if you ask me, after like doing Kazam for Road, yung homeowner yung pinaka madaling i-convince. Kasi sila yung may kailangan.
And they're desperate.
Yes.
I go there, I'm like almost in tears.
But we're also very careful with, I guess that is wrong of me. And nagagalit sa akin yung mga co-founders ko dito na I hate disappointing people. So, parang, alam mo yon, I don't want the homeowners coming off unhappy. Yeah. So, we're still trying to improve. Like, for example, the vetting. I really want that to be fixed. Like as a basic.
Yeah.
Parang to minimize the risk of homeowners. Para to deliver the value that they need. So, there are so many things that we are now about to launch or to do to address those. Para, kasi nalulungkot ako every time a homeowner complains, wala namang tao, or wala namang nagre-reply, o kaya, nako, munti ka na ako ma-scam, or diba, na-scam ako. Although, the app is very, very clear about risks, diba?
Yeah.
I still wanna, one day, my dream is like, pagka pumunta ka ng Kazam, wala kang risk of scam.
No, for sure.
Yun talaga eh. So, but I know na hindi ganun kadali. So that's what we, that's why I'm not very, it's not in terms of sales, in terms of, or if traction of getting homeowners in, it is not a problem. I don't think it's a problem for us. It's we know what to do to get that in, the numbers in. But I'm also afraid to get too much in and then I don't have the supply.
Makes
so,
sense.
it's a balance. You're right. You said, diba? Mahirap yung ganun.
It's hard. Two-sided marketplaces.
Mahirap talaga.
All the time. And I always say this whenever I mentor.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, I want to, especially new kids. Pag kids, wala pang experience.
Yeah.
Sir, I'm going to create a marketplace. Like, why do you want to create a marketplace? There's already marketplaces already outside. And in a marketplace, you have to have two things to be right perfectly in order for you to win. You need to really aggregate one side.
Yes.
Where you have control over it. Then on one side, and on your side, it's the demand.
Yeah.
But on the supply, you need to make sure that it's the best supply because the experience of the demand will come from this.
Yes.
And if you cannot manipulate it, good luck. You're like asking for a miracle.
Exactly. You know, especially since the homeowner is the one paying.
Exactly. And you're asking them to pay up front, right? So So that's amazing. But
so it's hard, Ron. It's like you're managing it's like economics. It's like you look at it every day.
And it requires a lot of iteration. Even if you do have flashes of it working, there's no guarantee that it will persistently work.
Exactly.
Things dynamically change. I can imagine that, correct me if I'm wrong, the biggest challenge is to getting the kasambahay to be tech savvy, to be persistent, to be abangers, even.
Exactly.
To that. Because majority of the time, what are they doing? Diba? Information.
You're so right.
Yeah, I've seen it at home when they're TikToking, okay? In my CCTV, like, ay, nako, nag-put me in Chanel na naman to. Okay.
You're right.
Right?
Tama.
Oh, nag-opalite na naman.
Opalite.
Alright, so...
Updated ka sa TikTok.
Not me. I see it at home in the CCTV when they're opaliting.
Opaliting. Oh, you're right. That's true.
There. So it's just, it's hard. So you need to be to really do a lot of hand holding
Yes.
in order for it to
And
work.
also, the signups of kasambahay is not as easy as homeowners.
No.
Because, some of them, not all of them are tech savvy.
Yes.
They
Most of them are not. Yeah.
Most of them are not. That's why
TikTok
For
lang magaling
example,
mag-ganun.
we did ads for for kasambahays. Ay nako, hindi ganun ka-effective.
Yes.
They prefer the
Hand-holding.
hand-holding type. They prefer somebody to talk to.
Yes.
To guide them.
Correct.
But of course, there are the ones that super galing na, diba? But there will still be those that would need, a little
hand-holding. At magaling din mag-opalite.
Oo, magaling. That's right.
Para sabay kayong kumagan.
Papasayaw ako sa'yo. Yeah. You're right. So
All right.
there.
Now let's take our last break, and when we come back, we'll talk about the journey, the highs, the lows, and everything else in between, and also what's next for Kazam, and we will just opalite over the break. We'll talk about that more after the break.
Okay, guys, quick break to thank our sponsor, PLDT Enterprise. We're all about growth here, and if you're serious about scaling your business, you need the right partner. PLDT Enterprise is committed to your success, offering fixed, wireless, and ICT solutions for businesses of every size. So if you're ready to transform, check out pldtenterprise.com. That's pldtenterprise.com to explore their digital solutions for your business today.
And we're back from the break. And after opalighting, you did not see it. Okay. We did opalite. No, just kidding. I'm still with Cris Azaña, who then told us the amazing story of how they were able to build a product. But Cris, I want to go straight to the jugular and talk about the founder in you. Okay, it's never easy, right? I'll start muna ha. I'll come clean. In P&A, man, I feel like if not the hardest, if I don't have the hardest, I'm one of the hardest hit in terms of adversity in the startup ecosystem. Right? Obviously, I've had instances when I had to cut my team in half.
Yeah.
Because I lost my biggest client, not in my control and whatnot. But the hardest one that I don't know anyone to run to in the Philippines, and I wish nobody has to go through this, my co-founder passed away.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that.
No, that's fine. It's all good. If this was 2 years ago, I'd be crying. But I'm not. So imagine having to grieve, finding and kind of gaslighting yourself to keep going, finding ways to muster strength to keep going and not giving up while you're trying to survive and you don't have money for payroll.
Yes.
That was our life for a good 48-month stretch. No, 24-month stretch.
Yeah.
But we made it up, right? And we were able to bounce back. Not because of me. I got a lot of help from fellow founders, investors, and especially from my team, right? I want to talk about those dark times. So you said, diba, there's a sorry. If this is the real hustle of a founder. A lot of times, it does not make sense anymore. Talk to me about those instances na super hard na. The only thing that makes sense is probably if you're just gonna use logic.
Yeah.
Probably the best time is like cut the loss and just start over again. You know you can end up with. But how did you manipulate yourself? Saan ka humugot?
Yeah.
Me, my hugot was my first startup failed, yung party file.
Yeah.
Kaya hindi na ako gumagano. Okay? Because I'm done with that. I told myself I don't ever want to feel that way again. Right? I gave everything my all. Yeah. But I lost. So until I can find the solution and right in the nick of time, like what you said, there's always going to be something, I'll keep going. Yeah. Right? Fuck everything else. But walk to me about that experience because that's a lot of what founders go through. A lot of our peers, the startups now, magkikita-kita tayo in a few weeks and probably in build and whatnot, everybody will put a face.
Yes.
But I've seen enough of us. When I look in your eyes, I know the pain, bruh.
Yes.
Okay, so I understand. And not a lot of people are comfortable to talk about that. Walk me through instances like that na. Parang the best thing to do is just ayaw na, but you found a way to muster through. What was that like?
You know what? Last year, around June.
Okay.
No, we just finished the DOST project, so we were no longer have funding. We were able to deliver the project in April, so I know that this is it. There's no but the sales are not enough to cover the expenses. And I don't want to ask the founders for
Solid.
additional capital. But and I talked to them and said, no choice. We have to raise.
Yeah.
So we started preparing for the raise and then talking to people. We just spoke to a few.
Yeah.
And they tell you don't have the traction. You are not investable yet. And that's painful to hear.
Yeah.
You know, after all that you've done and all the sweat that you've poured into this startup, trying to solve this for as many people as you can.
Yeah.
But they don't get it, right? And I just told them, okay, we're going to give the company until the end of the year. We're going to close down if I don't get the raise. And then but when we joined the startup QC, I wasn't really thinking much about it.
Yeah.
The race was so painful for me. I don't like being, failure. I know I failed, yes, but
Rejection.
this type of rejection, I guess
Different.
I'm not used to it.
Yeah.
It's so hard for my ego and everything. It really made me feel like for a moment there, I almost listened and closed it down because I already told my co-founders, I'm giving it at the end of the year.
Yeah.
We're closing it down.
Yeah.
Because I don't think I can raise. I've talked to some investors. The initial feedback is not good. And then for some reason, we got into startup QC. And then I went through an acceleration program for 3 months. And during that time, the mentors there were so good. I don't know what happened. By September, by the end of the program, right before we were about to get our there's this the committee screening.
Yeah.
If we were gonna get the grant, I just suddenly went like I was possessed for 1 week. And I just, started drawing up plans. I think the mentors got to me. It's like all of a sudden I saw it differently. They weren't saying it was going to work, but they said a lot of good things that put me in the right direction.
Yep.
And I mapped out a freaking scale plan that I have never thought of before. And then I called up my co-founders and said, we're not going to close down. And they were like, oh, what are you asking of us? Like last week, you were a few months ago, you were telling us to prepare to close, and all of a sudden, you're asking us for more. I mean, no, this is the true potential. And then someone they're still on board. I mean, because your co-founders, apat kami. I mean, diba? They could easily say, ayaw ko na, Chris, kasi pagod na rin kami.
Yeah.
But they got it. They said, Sabkod, we have a lifeline. I know that even without funding, we can do this. And there's so many. For some reason, Ron, I just felt that everything I need suddenly came up. It all happened. Parang, it could actually work. We can still do it for 1 more year. We can give it our best and make a run for it. And I know that we're going to survive. And then we got the grant.
Nice.
And then so many things came out of that accelerator. So many opportunities. So many good people I've talked with. You're one of them. There's another one in that Globe event. Basta for some reason, everything that I was asking for, they all came up, and this whole plan suddenly came to fruition. And then, confident na ulit ako. I was pulled up, but I'm not kidding. I was depressed.
Yeah.
Kasi
I can understand.
I was about
I can relate.
I was about to say goodbye. And sometimes I even ask myself, I still ask myself, am I crazy? I mean,
You are.
no, here's
We
the
all
thing.
are.
Yeah, diba? No, here's the thing. We can pull back now.
Correct.
And, no need to risk. We can pull back now. But you so believe in this plan that you're willing to shell out again.
Correct.
And we all are.
And torture yourself in the process.
Yeah, but no matter what, and I'm so thankful that my co-founders I don't know, we're just one unit. I guess we're friends for so long and we know each other, and we're super, super close friends. And when we talk to them, this is what it would take. They're all committed, and I have the support. I have met a lot of people last year that made this plan into what it is. And parang all of a sudden, all that I need is there. So, yun. Pero grabe yun. That was deep. That was dark. That moment when pagsabihin mo na talaga sa sarili mo na isisirado mo na, ang sakit.
Dude.
Diba? Ang sad eh.
There's nothing. I had to do it. Oh my God. It's the most traumatic.
Diba?
Yeah.
But alam mo yun, I I was also willing talaga, if it was, diba, you're not naman then stupid. If you know that it's gonna work, all I wanted was a clear vision.
Yeah.
No, not, alam ko yung vision eh. But I needed the
Clear
path.
path. Yes.
And I got it. I saw it.
Happy for
and
you.
it's there.
There you
And
go.
now it's being executed.
There.
So I saw the path. So it's
Yeah.
as simple as that. I don't think I did it. I don't think I was able. I don't know how I did it. I don't have a superpower, Ron. I don't know why. I don't know how. Basta it just was an inspired moment.
Yeah.
And then I knew it was right because we
Yeah.
got the grant, because I presented the plan
Yeah.
to QC, to Quezon City government. And they were on board. They got it.
Nice.
And, and that's why they're funding it.
Nice.
So, alam mo yon, hearing, number one, that was an inspired plan that was validated by a very tough committee.
Yeah.
They were just like questions, like they knew that this type of business is risky, that no one has successfully done it. And
Yeah.
we know that too.
Mhm.
But, there is a path.
Correct.
So, what are you going to do, Ron?
Yeah.
You just have to walk it, diba?
Yep.
Why not
Hustle,
try?
baby. Hustle, baby. That's what it is. So, no, I totally understand, and that's the exact epitome of what founder life is.
Yes.
Because you're so close to your mortality right there. Now, you know what? You kind of accept it, but you're like, kaya pa, one last shot, and then that's where magic happens.
Yeah, yun nga eh. I mean, like, don't get me wrong. They could have, diba? Like, if it wasn't a clear plan or it
Yeah.
wasn't a clear path, I'm sure my co-founders would have said, enough. Kasi
Yeah.
lahat naman kami, we're all gonna lose money, diba?
Yeah.
But they're on board.
Mm.
The committee who gave us the grant got it.
Yeah.
They think it's also a plausible plan. So parang, so we have the money.
Yeah.
We're committed and we have a plan. So what
Mm.
else are you gonna do? Just execute it, diba?
Absolutely. And again, this is exactly the perfect example of when startups run out of money. That's not the end. The real end is when the founder says, "I'm done."
Exactly. It was only this year. I've
Yeah.
been hearing that in the ecosystem.
Yep.
That I really got that.
Yeah, and
That it really all ends with you.
and this is a game of founders, man. At the end of the
Yes.
day, there's so many moving parts. But how much beating can you take as a founder?
Yeah.
Because I don't care how good you think you are. Startup life is the most brutal sport that I know.
Yeah.
Right? And if doing it in the Philippines, it's startup life on hard mode. Because this is not the most liquid market.
No.
This is the most fickle,
It
and whatnot. So it's very hard to win.
is. It is.
That's why not a lot of people win.
Exactly.
That's why when I hear founder stories like this, and I always say this to founders, when your peers come clean to you that they're struggling, one of the worst things you can do and then never do is tell other people that they're struggling.
Yeah.
And this is where my heart breaks when other people shit on other people when they're struggling.
Yeah.
Like, dude, you're gonna hit this shit too.
Yeah.
And why would you do that to your fellow founder? It should be the other way around.
Exactly.
Find a way to help them out.
Exactly.
Because at the end of the day, this is not a race. Everybody's gonna
Exactly.
win. You don't lose. A candle doesn't lose its light by lighting another candle.
That's right.
Literally. But if you try to help each other out, maybe there's a way that you can actually help out. You don't have to work together. Do an intro. Or even just be a friend and you listen. But don't shit on other people
Yeah.
when they're struggling. Yes, everybody's struggling. That's a fact. But you shouldn't be the one telling, "Oh, si ano?
Oh.
Ano na daw ah?"
Foul yon. Foul yon.
Fuck yourself, man. All right? It's not how you, because I've been a victim of that.
Really? How mean?
No, I've lost businesses.
Yeah.
I've heard people,
Talk shit.
and not just people people who are considered mentors in this industry,
Oh.
telling people now, "Oh, word on the street, party files dying na daw."
Yeah.
And this guy, I'll bump into him and say, na, "Hey, bro," like he's rooting for me, and then I'm gonna hear,
Yeah.
right? Your reputation will precede you all the time, and that's what I learned in this podcast. I'm super grateful for you guys coming clean to me and telling the whole world about the reality of startup life.
Yeah.
Right? It's not my job to shit on you because I know exactly what that feels because I've already lost. And on dark days where I make a hugot, is I just don't ever want to feel that way again.
Yeah.
I don't ever want to have regrets saying I didn't try everything.
I wish everyone was like you, Ron. I mean, I guess if
the
all
reason why I'm saying
founders-
it because you should be like that though.
Diba? Kasi
Okay.
if everybody had the same mindset as you, I think the whole ecosystem is gonna benefit eh.
Yeah.
Kasi it can get dark if you're isolated and alone. And like kami, I mean, I'll be honest, hindi naman kami ganun ka. I mean, we are active in the ecosystem, but I only have like a handful of founder friends.
Yeah.
But I really don't share too much. But then that's because I have my own co-founders and marami kami. But then I always appreciate how my friend founders, when I ask them, they're always willing to like tell me exactly how the experience went with this program
Correct.
or like what opportunities are out there. And that's why, well, so far, hindi pa naman ako nakamit ng mga mean ones. But then I only have a few. So,
They're not mean in front of you.
yun na nga eh. So I
You're
don't
mean
know.
when when your backs
Yeah, that's
turned
sad.
against them.
I mean, I don't get it because I don't do it.
And indirectly I would have said something bad, but I really try my best not to. If I'm gonna air somebody's dirty laundry, it stops with me.
Yeah.
I will never talk shit on anyone because I've been a victim of that. There.
Maybe that person, but that person doesn't have any experience in the startup.
He's a founder now.
For the first time. But for the first time.
Ah,
Baka hindi niya alam how hard it is.
again.
That there are dark days.
And also people fuck up. People change too.
yes.
So I don't totally cancel someone unless it's repetitive and you're
Yeah.
trying to fuck everyone up. Again, one thing about startup life, always, it will never fail to humble you.
Yeah.
And if you're able to
Yes.
bounce back, because this is what I learned in hindsight being 2020. I'm now in year 16 of being a founder.
Wow.
I freaking grew up with this. I started when I was 21. I'm 37 now, turning 38.
Wow.
It's 3 lifetimes in one. But your journey as a founder is always going to be parallel. Your business is always going to grow in parallel to your own personal growth. The better person you become,
I agree.
the better your business will be. The better leader you're going to be, the better provider you're going to be, and whatnot. This version of me would cognac the version of me 10 years ago. What the hell are you doing? Right? But I had to go through that pain.
Yes.
And I needed to also forgive myself for those stupid shit that I did before because that's how I learned to become this version of me.
Nice.
Right? I'm still going to fuck shit up for sure.
Yeah.
Right? But I know now that I will, where I should really double down on. And it's an internal thing. If you completely evolve as a founder, look at the magic. The reason why that God gave that or the universe gave that to you, that moment, is because you're willing to be vulnerable again,
Yes.
putting yourself to startup UC, willing to be a student again
Yes.
and learn.
Agree.
And then it opened up the next pages.
Exactly. I think you're right. Eh. There's a certain, for me, I mean, I don't know. I mean, humility really plays a role. Kasi when I went into that startup QC program, we were about to give up, right?
Yeah.
I was like beaten down. I mean, it's not fast enough. I spoke to investors and I was really open. I was open in a way na, just like, if there's a Hail Mary out there. And because I was, and I just really accepted everything that they were saying, I was able to create the plan out of it.
Yeah.
But you're right. Humility really will. I've always listened to all the feedback that I'm getting.
Yeah.
But sometimes there's just so much noise and then malilito ka, diba? But then, I don't know, maybe because I have a BS in kasambahay after doing this for 4 years. Parang,
PhD.
diba?
Okay.
PhD, 4 years na, no? Because PhD na nga, diba? Parang when they start, after you're doing it for some time, and then all the feedback come in, parang it becomes clear which ones to pick out fast and which ones to like, okay, park, maybe not yet or not at all. So,
Correct.
I don't know. Yes, you're right. I think your analysis is correct. That moment, the vulnerability allowed me to accept or to hear, to be very
Mm.
open to everything that was being taught to us at that
Yeah.
program, which allowed me to create a path
Mm.
to the vision that we have
Yeah.
always envisioned the company to
But
be.
don't take me wrong. I do give feedback, but
Yeah.
real feedback. Like, for
Yeah.
example, if I've heard and I've experienced it myself, not that I've heard, experienced it myself when people check on me, hey, what do you think about this guy?
Yeah.
I'd always give the positive and the negative.
Negative.
But I always say, take it with a grain of salt. That's just what I know.
Yeah.
But I would never put a bookend onto
Yeah.
somebody now. Oh, you're
don't
dead.
know.
Especially when somebody's struggling. You don't kick a dead horse. You don't basically kick someone when they're literally down.
Yeah,
What the fuck?
because
Especially if you're a fellow
yeah,
founder.
that's very painful for a founder kasi, saying goodbye or,
Yeah.
or admitting failure,
Yeah.
baby mo yun eh. And
Exactly.
then, yun na siguro yung one of the lowest lows, and then, gaganunin ka pa.
Yeah, and I've seen this
Masakit
just
yun,
recently.
masakit yun.
I'm seeing
Wag ganon.
a startup who's been prominent past few years. They had to shut down. Fucking seeing all my some of my friends being the one talking. It's like, dude, what the fuck, right? We should be reaching out to our friend who's having to go
Yeah.
through that.
Yeah,
Reaching out,
masakit
and
lang.
I remember who is this? Symph. I'm gonna give you shout outs. Symph, Dave, and Albert Padin. Dave Overton and Albert Padin. On our darkest days, even reached out like, hey, if you need anyone, I know you can pull it through.
Yeah.
We're here.
That's
That
right.
alone
Yeah, malaki
felt
bagay.
so much. It just kept going. You know, to keep me going. So it's like, yeah. Again, just little founder lessons from a tito of 16 years as a founder. I grew up on this thing. And it's not a version. I'm not perfect. I've fucked it up
No,
so many times too.
but
And if
it's
I
a-
did hurt anyone inadvertently, my bad.
But it's a nice message. I think that, again, I really believe this. If the ecosystem was more helpful of each other, the startups are more helpful and supportive,
Yeah.
it will only bring us up as a whole. We're not competing with each other. You're correct.
No.
Never is, diba?
Yes, we're competing for some resources. but it's not
Unless
zero
you're
sum.
really a competitor. But
You can be competitive, pero yung
No,
why
I
would
mean
you
in the
shit
space.
on other
I know,
founders?
that's different.
Diba?
Yeah, wag ka.
Now, like for example, I had an experience here too last 2 years ago. 2 years ago. Now I was just asking for advice about a certain VC or
Yeah.
investor, whatever. And the founder would go, yeah, you know what? You're probably gonna take X amount of months, 6 months for you to finish the program. Pero me, I did it in 3 months lang. Huh? Okay.
Go na.
Go na. Right? Like, I'm not trying to compete with y'all, man.
Yeah.
Right? And I don't want to compare accolades to accolades because, di ba? Kung ako magyabang, pasensya na, guys. Alright? So, but I don't do that, right? So,
That's why I like
don't.
you.
No, it's just
Maraming
stuff
ganon.
that we should,
Maraming ganon.
is if we want this ecosystem to thrive. This is my parting message before we wrap this baby up. It starts with us founders becoming better versions of ourselves and better peers to our fellow founders.
Agree.
That's it.
Agree. 100%.
Okay.
That would help.
Now again, thanks so much, Chris. But before I let you go, what should people expect? What's up next? I know, super excited for you guys. But what's up next for Kazam? And if they want to work with you, where did they go and how did they do that?
Okay. So basically, this year is all about improving the service. We are about to launch something in Feb. I will not
Signing.
preempt Ron.
Mhm. Secret
So it's
lang.
a surprise. But for those, for anyone who's going to be using the app in Feb, please watch out. We're really offering something new, an improvement, and then there is something more towards the end of the year. So there's some. I don't want to preempt, but yes, there are a lot of good things stored for 2026 for Kazam.
Yep.
And I just don't want to preempt. So
Ayan.
there. So
But
just watch out
abangers.
for it. If just check out for those listeners who haven't used or downloaded the app and need the kasambahay, you can just go to www.kazam.ph or download the app at the Kazam app at Apple App Store or Google Play Store.
Yeah, okay.
So it's
like
just
what I
there.
did. Okay. Thanks so much, Chris.
Thank you, Ron. It
Appreciate
was fun.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Ang galing.
Thank you. But before I let you go, follow us on whatever podcast app you're listening to, whether Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to podcasts. And if I did say some jargon, it's going to be in hustleshare.com for all the links that Cris said and all that. Shelo is going to be extremely happy. As Azaña, there you go. And again, if you want to also subscribe to Hustleshare and help us create content like this, please do help us out at premium.hustleshare.com. Again, Cris, thank you very much.
Thank you, Ron.
All right, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace.
Huge thanks to Bagong Pilipinas Studios, our official studio partner.